In a world not quite unlike our own, where the creatures of the land can bend the senses to their will, a book once came into existence. This book, so the legends go, could tell people what they needed to know or guide them where they needed to go. Could it tell the future? Did it know the past? Or was it simply guiding people through their predetermined fate? Nobody knows, because until recently, this was considered to basically be a myth, a legend, a fabrication of storytellers with wild imaginations. On the island where this adventure takes place is another smaller little island off the west coast that is known as Mount Desolation. 15 years ago, it went under the name of Lug Pheasta. Basically means the Hollow Serpent. It was a prosperous Trelin mine servicing the continent with its bountiful crystal resources and providing stable employment for the citizens of Skara Brae, city just off the coast. Until one fateful day where everything there was destroyed. It was the epicenter of a massive explosion that rocked the entire west coast of the island, and the mines there now lay completely barren, lifeless, empty. Not a single person survived to actually tell what occurred in those mines that day, and nobody has dared to even consider venturing there since to find out what happened for themselves. Until today, because mysteries are designed to be solved, and it's time for this one to be laid bare. Truths will be uncovered about this place. Treasures will be unearthed, mostly thanks to Cinny and her obsession with crowns. And scales of history may find their way back home. Guess we'll find out. It's time once again to open the book. We have come to the town, and the center of the town, and there's a ruckus occurring, and someone has decided to visit. And this is the part where you take over. You can basically just describe it.
I don't hear any music because you said let me know if it's too loud, and I listened in on the stream and I was like, there is none.
Oh, is that how it is?
That's at least my experience. You know, the moderator took over in me, gotta check.
She's the kind of royalty that waits.
That I keep doing it too.
She's the kind of royalty. Please let me know if the music is too loud or too quiet. Trying to find a good balance. Well, yeah, you're the kind of royalty that doesn't start until the music starts.
Oh, naturally.
Announces your entrance.
do I just explain the entrance here?
Basically, tell us exactly what happens, who's with you, how you decide to enter the town.
Well, this was a small town, right?
It's
It's the first time.
it has a few. Yeah, it's feel free to go out of character and ask questions if you need anything filled in. Nothing wrong with that at all. So it's about 500 people. It's got a few dozen buildings. It's a town. It's not a village. It's not like quaint, and it does have like a pretty substantial library and good amenity. It's well populated. It's got a nice big open square.
All right. In that case, I entered the town with 2 bodyguards, somewhat, a little farther back, following me along. Uncomfortable with the attention I'm drawing, but, entering with some barely confidence in there.
Okay, so 2 bodyguards. I was partly expecting, I was hoping that there was going to be like some giant musical festival, like the one in Aladdin, where you.
That's what I was kind of thinking.
I did have the idea for it, but I think it fits the character more since,
Make way for Queen Cindy. Anyway, okay, you pop into town. We decide to walk up into the center of the square, and the mayor of the town basically approaches you and basically like takes your hand, starts asking like, why have you decided to visit this small little place today, out in the middle of nowhere?
Forgot the places' names.
Don't worry, but if she doesn't even know the name, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I've heard about some crystal mines nearby.
I think the first thing we need to give Cindy is a map.
Yes. Well, I mean, I do have the map somewhere, but I apparently closed it between sessions here.
It is a super handy thing to have with you. Same for you, Cindy, if you need to.
I think you just doubled me.
I'm actually going to share it in the chat.
It's okay. He goes back and forth between doubling one or both of us.
Yeah, it's alright. This happened before.
We're just the same people when we're together. It's fine.
Lottie, Teshi, Cindy. Come on, guys. Mimicry. Okay, you know what?
Almighty, you gotta get it right.
I hate feeling left out.
You have to make it wordsy.
There you go. I am now wordsy. Okay, so
beautiful.
This mine that Cindy is talking about is a small little island off the coast. You can see it on the banner on the map there. Just off the coast of the little island. We are currently housed in Erethet. Again, small little town that well populated. We are going to we're hopefully eventually going to get there and see what actually lies in store. But for now, I think Eshi should consider going up to Cindy and seeing if we can get her attention, because this might be beneficial to us in figuring out what the deal with the quest log is.
This is now where I wouldn't even know what to say to a royalty person. You think I can do that when I was shunned like crazy? I was the servant of my family's house when I was the eldest of 3 children. And you're wanting me to talk to you.
The serpent of your family's house. That's not a phrase I'm familiar with. Can you,
Servant.
Oh, the
Sorry.
servant. Okay. You're basically the Cinderella of the household.
Yes.
Ah. How many evil sisters did you have?
Just 2. The youngest being the worst, because she is now the head of the house and serving on the High Council.
Okay, in that case...
If I could wring her neck, I would.
In that case, since Teshi is hiding away in the corner behind people, afraid to talk to the royalty, I guess I'm just going to have to, I'm going to have to go up to myself and approach Cinny, shake your hand. If you don't mind me intruding. I'd like to think I'm okay with words and can hold a conversation with someone of higher stature than myself. And the people of the town know me just because I've always been like a bit book smart. I'm not like any sort of like special figure in the town, but I come up to you and I ask you what it is that's so special about this mine that you want to check it out, and how exactly you intend to get there.
What is the party's current intention on getting there?
So we
Probably
currently
through the
just
waterway here?
I like to read, so I know that the book or the island is partly responsible for the explosion from 50 years ago, but that like ruined that entire area. But I want to know what your intention is.
Well, I mean, crystals are very much my empire's, main thing in export and all kinds of power. And I would like to take a look at the crystal mines in Mount Desolation, because I want to see what the differences are in different regions and, study it a little bit more in depth.
Very succinct and thorough answer. I may know a way that we can get there. It's generally like not available to access for people, but there are the only port out of the island is Harbor Town back to the main continent. If you would be willing to trust the services of a stranger, we might be able to help you get to the island and see what's there. Would you be okay with that?
I would likely want to know a little bit more about the strangers I would be traveling with, but I am definitely intrigued.
A stranger
Hearing
danger.
this, I come out of the shadows and I am now standing next to you because I don't want to be the stranger lurking in the shadows.
Also, I'm sweltering in the sun because it's way too hot. Whew. Messing with my hair. Okay, so
I would say I could ask the wind to cool you down, but I feel like that might be a waste.
I feel like you should probably conserve your magic for now, because I know it can be quite exhausting on you to overuse it. So I'll survive. Maybe I shouldn't wear giant trench coats and massive scarves made out of dragon freaking scales.
The dragon scales definitely do not help in this heat.
Let's pick like the most heat resistant material on the planet and wear it. That's not going to have any problems in the sun. It's just going to absorb all the heat. Yeah.
It could have been cooler here in the middle of the mountains. I mean, there was always a chance.
I wish, but no, this is just one of those days. Too hot for trench coats, yeah. But I'm the main character. I have to look cool, Fee. I'm not allowed to just wear civvies. It's not allowed. Okay, so my name is Luthien Fairwords. I've pretty much lived on this island my entire life, and I recently came in possession of the book known as the quest log. I have no idea where it came from. I have no idea what the hell it's about. Teshi did it again. Teshi tried to open it a few weeks ago. Nearly blew her hand off until she had the ingenious idea of using a stick to open it.
I didn't trust it.
The only problem is it sealed itself shut again since, and now it's just still refusing to open for me. And we discovered some history recently that might suggest that this island is connected to the book, and with your potential services and wealth too, I imagine. Not to be a freeloader or anything. It might benefit us if we check out the island, and the only thing I can offer is my knowledge. I don't know about... What about yourself, Teshi?
I can offer the little bit of Asmar that I can access and ask the winds and such to help. And also I can make sure that no one lies to us.
That's a handy little skill, I'm not gonna lie. Like, make sure people are honest.
Winds or truth are fun.
Before we get on with that, a quick out of character moment. Can you tell us what your special skills are, Cinny? What can your character do that makes her unique?
Well, my character is all about crystals, very much around crystal magic of sorts. And what makes my character unique is that she is able to use the crystals to basically boost, people's powers, for example. Or her own.
Support class. I said she's a support class.
Well, I mean, you can see it like that, sure. And additionally, she can also clean a thought from someone. There is a high price to pay, but I mean, we don't need to get into that yet.
Mm-hmm. This isn't like Teshi's ability to understand the truth. She can basically read a single thought from a person's mind as it occurs, but it's like a once-off thing. Which
once every very few a while.
It's like a really lame Professor Xavier. Is the best way I could describe it.
Rude.
An Xavier 0.5?
0.2, I would say.
Rude.
Beta model.
Such rudeness. You know what? For that, I feel like I need to actually.
I don't know. You can basically have an asthma attack every time you breathe around magic. So.
That is fair. That is very fair.
We all have a weakness.
I sneeze just from doing it.
I have the weakest wrists in existence, and I couldn't hurt a butterfly. So we all have our limitations. Professor Cinny. Xavier? No. Xavier, yeah. That's enough. Yeah, you have. Okay, Cinny, you have to do this now. Every time you use your powers, you have to do this.
You just have to do this. Just stare intently.
So, do you trust us? Would you be willing to allow us to join you on your journey to the cave mines?
Well, trust is something to be earned, but if you don't take your chances, you will never know if someone is worth trusting. I also am rather intrigued by this book of yours. I wouldn't mind hearing a little more about it as we possibly travel together.
I would like to know more about it myself. It's not telling me what lies underneath. Okay, so if we head south, from the village, if you look, my house is by the waterfall. There's a small little passageway we can take down there towards the river, and there is a small little key there with a boat. It's like it's been there for a couple of years, like mostly abandoned. Nobody like leaves the island except to go to the main coast, so it's the only feasible way I can think of us actually getting there. So if you guys are willing to head down that way, is there anything you want to do before we leave? Any responsibilities you want to do? Anything you want to check out in the town, or information you want to learn in the library or anything like that?
Maybe if they know anything of the type of monsters that are there, so I know what type of arrows to bring in.
Okay.
For instance, if they're poison resistant, then maybe we shouldn't have poison arrows. Okay,
so we're gonna head to the library for a quick moment. Check out material in M, Mount Desolation. This is a big library, by the way. Hooray for free education! Woohoo! Best thing in the world. And it basically says that the entire island has been completely abandoned for 50 years, as far as we know, because nobody has ever like gone there since. There doesn't appear to be like any life on the island. There doesn't seem to be any living creatures whatsoever, to the best of knowledge, as far as we know. So if there is anything there, this information has not been catalogued. It hasn't been detailed, so we would be going in completely oblivious to what potential threats may face us.
So prepare for everything. Got it. I'm going to need to get some daggers.
Expect the best and prepare for the worst.
Yep.
Is there anything you would like to check out or do here before we leave, Cindy?
I'm likely just reading in the background while you two are trying to find everything out. And I also meant to ask, is this now a party of 5?
It's a party of 3. Because
everyone else is
in
like
that case, I need to dismiss.
Oh, the guards. That's entirely.
Oh yes.
That
yes,
is entirely
guards.
up to you. I'm going to go out on my comfort level here and say that if you want to control them and their actions, that is entirely up to you. Would you like to bring them along? Vinny?
I'm just considering there is a messaging way with the wind, so there isn't really a need to send one back to kind of inform of any, plans so far. So I think logically, yes, I would bring them with me.
Okay. 2 guards.
Might as well have more protection.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Monster Father, yes.
Because that's why I'm grabbing a dagger from a shop, seeing as how with us going into a cave, arrows may not
Those daggers aren't free, Teshi.
Oh, I know.
That will cost you 10 silver at least.
I don't even remember how much you said.
You have 10 gold, and it's
okay.
10 bronze. Oh no. Yeah, 10 bronze per silver, 10 silver per gold.
As I was gonna say, how are you doing the conversion between the money?
10 bronze per silver, 10 silver per gold.
Extremely, intricate daggers in some kind of way, if they're...
Wait, do you want...
Or they don't cost 10. You just told her that she has 10 gold, right?
No, she has 10 gold. The dagger will cost her 10
But it costs 10 silver, so it costs 1 gold.
No. Oh, sorry. 100 silver. See, I'm really bad. This is why I told Masty I should only use like a guild system where it's just 1 currency. And that's it.
Yes.
But what I meant is 100 silver. 100 bronze per silver and 100 gold. 100 silver per gold.
One makes a lot of sense.
Okay. So I would be getting a lot of change.
Yes, you
getting
would have-
this one dagger.
You'd have 9 gold and 9 silver left.
90 silver.
90 silver. Yeah, 90 silver. I have...
Oh no.
Leave the math thing to the math person. It's okay.
You're the math person going forward. You do the maths. Yeah, you would think in fact that it's...
keep track of everyone's money, apparently.
Be glad I'm not using the old system, demon. Because then that would be even worse. Pounds and ounces and all that nonsense.
No. We're living simpler times. We're in an RPG, nothing.
Can I get a quick stock of your inventory before we head out?
Both of us?
Yep.
I have 10 crystals. And I think there was something else. And 25 gold.
25 gold. Because she's royalty, so she gets loads of money. Cindy is the 1% amongst us. We're in a fantasy realm, not the... Oh, there's more parallels with the real world than you might think. Like, the entire continent is run by a democratic representation of nations that tries to instill a set of rules across the entire continent.
Except mine. My country. My country is like, nah.
Yeah, Cindy has her own kingdom because she's all independent shit, so she...
Well, I mean, we are in the middle of mountains. We got a boatload of, crystals. Crystals kind of powerful, so, and also middle of the mountains, not very easy to see.
Hoarding that economy for yourself.
Thank you. I mean, gotta see if maybe Mount Desolation, I mean, maybe... in what we know,
maybe. Oh, is that how it is? You're gonna set up a shop on Mount Desolation, sell some crystals there, turn it into a tourist trap?
No.
Might as well. Money.
I mean, maybe. We'll see. We'll see what we see when we get there.
Yeah, definitely.
No.
Oh.
I mean, my own kingdom is already a tourist trap of crystals.
The bubbled crystal empire. Freaking love this. Now we're getting into it. Okay. Teshi, your crown also counts as a inventory item.
Right. It is very important, actually.
Yep. Teshi, inventory.
I just don't remember what arrows I had last time.
You picked poison.
No, I remember it was poison, but I don't remember the amount of them.
Oh, it was 5. It was 5.
5? Okay,
Yep.
Then that would mean I have 4 left because I think I only shot 1.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
See, this is why I use computers, because you can just change it and edit it.
Well, I also didn't write down the inventory last time.
Aren't you like the one who actively plays D&D?
Yes, but we didn't have character sheets or anything, and
That's
I normally
true.
have it all on one character sheet.
I am working on a character sheet. It is almost done.
That's why it's just written here now.
Good old pen and paper.
Including the conversion for the money.
Good stuff. Definitely write it down somewhere or you will forget. This is the one thing that's not my duty to keep track of. Anything else you want to include in your inventory, Teshi?
I was gonna say, what are the arrows that they have in the shop? And the prices for them.
I haven't... It's currently out of stock of arrows.
Okay, that is fine.
That is shorthand
I'll stick
for...
with just my 4 poisons.
Yeah, that's shorthand for you put me on the spot and I don't have an answer.
Fair. Absolutely fair.
There's definitely something I will fill out for the next step. An actual inventory for the shop. Bye. Okay, so we're gonna head off. We're gonna head past my house, down past the down past the talking turtle. He was such an asshole. He was so rude. He was so sassy. He just kept back talking me like every moment. Just lives in my pond for like 50 years. Just what a jerk. I'll leave him there just because he did help us. But anyway, we passed there, head down the pathway. He was not a butthole. He was wonderful. He was not Lottie. Lottie was the one who could. Lottie can talk to animals because she's a cat, and that's what she can do. And she basically helped me like talk to this guy. And no, he was sassy. Sassy ass. There's a nice walkway by the like going down past the edges of the waterfall, which leads down to the lower landmass, and from there it is a short half-hour walk to the coastline. And as reach what appears to be a small key, looks like it hasn't been touched in years. There is a tiny little boat, enough to fit 5 or 6 people. A small boat. Looks fairly run down, but standing in front of it is a Trelin, that is this world's equivalent of goblins, covered in a giant black cloak that covers most of his face. All you can see is his eyes, glowing yellow through the sheet. The what do you call the thing that goes over their head? The hood. As we approach, I will let you guys decide what we should do here. How should we approach this?
Probably with talking.
Yeah, Bob. You get to dictate how you talk to them, what you say to them.
I don't think I would be the first one to approach.
Say that again, Cindy?
I don't think I would be the first one to approach.
No?
No.
Does she?
As I was going to say that I'll wait behind a rock as a backup in case they decide to do anything, and I can just shoot them with an arrow if they do.
You are a very untrusting individual, aren't you, Teshi? I mean, like, your main strategy since I met you is to hide and shoot things. Like,
yes.
I mean,
I have reasons for it.
He just appears to be standing there. He's not speaking or motioning or anything. He's just standing there in front of the boat, which is our main source of, like, our only way of getting off here and to the island. So someone's going to have to quarter him.
Well, all right.
I we really want to.
And ask him if he was planning on, taking the boat somewhere, or...
He looks up at you. You cannot see his face through the hood. And just the red eyes. And he says, he basically, like, deep, low voice, I am the ferryman that guards the way to the island, and I've been waiting here for many years for you to approach. I've been waiting for this day as long as you've lived, and as long as your ancestors have lived. And he just stands there, just ominously, like, staring you down, not saying much else beyond that.
Well, I'm just gonna use my winds of truth to make sure there's no fuckery. Let's just go with that.
Oh God.
Okay. With a 17, I think I would be able to determine if they're saying the truth or not.
That is a very good roll. Did you just preemptively roll? Like, just...
No, I literally was going like this,
Okay.
just with my arm lower as I was saying that.
Okay, I wasn't sure, like, if the DM had to say you had to roll, if you kind of do it on your own.
When it comes to skills, like, generally speaking, if you're using a skill, you're always going to have to roll, so I just always preemptively have a die ready to just roll instantly to make life easier.
So he responds to his head shakes. His head shakes slightly as you basically violently intrude his mind, and basically starts telling you, I am a purveyor in priceless treasures, and if you want what you need, then you have to give me something that is important or special to you.
Well then. Well, does anyone have anything important or special on them?
Yeah, I'm just thinking that our inventories are surprisingly light.
Right, my
He did
inventory
say-
is just
He said
money and weapons.
something precious or special.
Well, I suppose I approach him again in that case. Give him one of my very, very special, important crystals.
See, Silly
And
is trusting.
as if,
She's just gonna hand over one of her crystals and just so we can get what we want, get onto the island. So you do want
Getting
to do
onto the island is important.
Yes.
And Wind of Truth was used, so therefore I
Yeah.
don't really have need
we can
worry.
trust the
And also
dude.
I have crystals at home, so you know. But it's still special all the same. For this trip, it is special because for this specific trip, I only have 10, and they're very important in my skill set. Therefore, it still counts as special. Even if I can, you know, top up on them. Maybe even at the mines.
Okay.
But it's still a long way there.
Any thoughts on this, Teshi? You want to respond or resist or react in any way to her decision?
Since the winds of truth worked, I guess we can trust him. Like, there wasn't anything shady at all, so I don't think we're going to get stabbed in the back.
Okay.
We might sink due to the, you know, the disposition of the boat, but
It's
More
a
people
pretty.
may be too
Let's be
much for
honest,
the
it's a
boat.
pretty shitty boat. It's not the best looking boat ever.
So no one stand up.
I'd be concerned about them
Already.
sitting down. Let's just put it that way. Like it looks like it's weathered. It looks like it's weathered a few storms.
in that case, I do think that I will probably tell my bodyguards to maybe
Stay back because they
Yes.
might tip the boat if they
They
join.
could carry their weight, but it would be a bit rough.
yes,
If we run
I don't have
into
a
any
long
waves, it may be
conversation.
bad.
Okay.
about the smartness of this decision. But
So you hand over the crystals, and the little Trelin chuckles under his breath and thanks you for your little gift before ripping off his cloak and running off into the mountains with your precious crystals. He's like, enjoy your boat ride, take care of yourselves, have fun. So
one crystal.
okay, enjoy the one crystal. He
No
wasn't
plural.
lying.
Crystal.
Here's the thing, he wasn't lying. He is a purveyor
I know.
in rich and special items. He takes things from other people. and gives them what they want, which in this case is the boat. Doesn't mean he was actually going to help you. If you had
That's
pushed...
not how I thought the word Winds of Truth worked,
No,
but...
no,
Okay.
he told the truth. He told the truth. He absolutely told the truth. You could have pushed. Cindy could have read his mind. She could have tried Wind of Truth again to learn a little more. But he did not lie to you. He upheld his part of the bargain. And now you've got a shitty boat. So...
Yeah.
You do have a boat. You wouldn't have got the boat otherwise, because his name is Pheasta, by the way. He does know how to use a dagger, and he would have been willing to fight you if you had pushed him to like get out of the way, or.
But still, this is why I just attack first.
Yeah, but you changed your mind and decided not to. So
no, I only didn't attack because Sini went and talked.
So, okay, we're getting on this boat, whether we like it or not. The oar's pretty crappy. It's just like old wooden thing. It's been sitting here for years. Are you going to bring the guards, Sini? There is room for them.
I'm going to bring only one.
Okay.
I don't trust this boat enough, but since we don't have a ferryman, might as well take one. Maybe he can swim good. He can.
Since they're pretty strong, should we get him to row the boat for us?
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
It would actually give us some time.
Save us some.
It would give us some time for you to earn some inspiration. So, Teshi, do you know what inspiration is?
What?
Okay.
What?
Didn't think so. It's a slightly obscure. By the way, how is the music, guys? Is it too loud or just right? So, inspiration is a concept that is hidden away deep in the recesses of the D&D books, and it's basically an idea where you can earn like extra points on a dice roll by providing a little bit of backstory or lore throughout the story, something that inspires you and inspires the story to make it a little richer. So seeing
in other words, we should have a little conversation going between the characters.
Pretty much. Basically, yeah. So this is going to be let's say these 2 or 3 hours.
As my brain is just kind of frozen in an out of character moment of just going, they had to write that type of thing into newer D&D editions just to get characters to talk?
Well, it's like to really create something special. Like, of course they can talk, but...
Well, no, what I'm saying is, like, that never had to be a thing.
Not every...
In, like, 3rd and earlier editions, and that's why I'm just like, why did they make it? Because, like, that's not needed. Like, were people not conversing with their character?
Yeah, some people are not, like, wired for this kind of thing, and, like, they might be new to it. And this is a way for... I
might have made their character on a very, tight schedule.
And this... Read it up. It's called inspiration.
Apparently, it's a rule in newer editions, Demon.
It's a very kind of fake thing that you can use if you do or don't want. Like, it's entirely up to the DM how he uses this. So, we are going to be on this boat for a couple of hours. Easily. And good luck, Lottie. We'll be raiding you in a bit. So, I want to get to know you guys a little better. I've known Teshi a while, but Cindy is obviously... It's my nickname for you. Tesh, do you want your nickname or do you want your full name?
Either Teshlin or just Tesh is fine.
Okay, just Tesh.
But no Teshi for the character.
Okay, Tesh. Okay, yeah. Gotta respect people's names. Teshlin. And Cindy, I would like to know a little about you guys, because I've read plenty of books in my life, but I haven't traveled very far, and I don't know much about, like, I haven't experienced the places in the world where you guys are from. So I would like to know a little about like your homes, where you grew up, what kind of places they are. Who would like to go first?
Well, I am from Crystalia, which is a empire nestled within mountains. We have a lot of crystal mines, but I mostly grew up within the castle. I was, my childhood was pretty similar to most children, I would imagine. Of course, I can't speak from experience, but I got taught to do what was expected of me. I went through punishments if I didn't hold it up, and I was actually pretty free for, princess from the royal family, or an heiress of the royal family, more like. I was able to go to the town every now and then. I even was allowed to make friends. However, those friends were oftentimes held against me when it comes to, doing things that were not expected of me.
You didn't have to throw on a cloak and hide your identity when you walked through the marketplace or any of that kind of...
No, we are a rather small empire. All in all, it is not a big area that we have. We just have a lot of power due to the crystal mines, and due to our positioning, we are very luckily positioned where we are.
So I would assume because of this, your family is generally pretty well respected. It's an exploitive or abusive monarchy.
Yes, we were always told to, mingle with everyone. After all, experiences and knowledge are best gotten from intermingling with many different people. And that is why we were never told off on going into the city and, getting to know the people there. But like I said, my family was also maybe a little manipulative. They let me make friends, but they would also hold those friends against me if I were acting strange. So I oftentimes spent a few months not able to leave the castle as a result.
Oh, see, this is great character. I love this. That is absolutely worth some inspiration. Good stuff. Basically, before you take a roll, you can use your inspiration and you'll get +2 to whatever roll you take. You have to use it before the roll, because that way you can't manipulate it to be higher. And once you use it up, it's gone. Like a one-use thing. Teshi, would you like to tell us a little about your area of the world where you grew up?
Which part would you like to know more about? The High Council, the nobles, or just why I decided to leave?
No offense to present company, because she seems like a very lovely lady, but yes. Generally not a fan of royalty. So, because they're usually not all this nice. And
yeah, you are a very rare exception, Zini. I'm grateful.
I would love to know about the parts that you enjoyed, places that were good for you, and
I enjoyed being in the marketplace because there I was able to talk to adventurers and those who are not of Aishi or are either half Aishi. And through them I learned of their journeys throughout the world instead of just all of the trees surrounding the town. It was nice knowing just that there is a world out there.
Yeah, a pretty big world. The whole, for those who don't know, the whole Aishi area is basically surrounded by a mountain. It's like you just
it's
walk
a town and forest that is then mountain ranges that are surrounding it.
In similar areas.
So you can only get out through one direction.
She's within, the mountain surrounds the area, and it's it's so idyllic. It's beyond like anything like humans have ever been able to cultivate. But they kind of prefer to like keep it to themselves, like how they do this. But they don't like to share with outsiders.
They're very full of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're fine with people coming for trading and things of that like, but if you're not Aishi, you're going to get stared at a ton if you were around for more than like a few days.
Thankfully, you got out. The important thing.
Yeah, I got tired of seeing my younger sister, who is younger by a good, like, in human years, it would be roughly, I think, 10?
Okay.
I think, in human years.
How much is that in elf years?
More like 50.
Okay, so you're old.
So she is quite younger than me. But she got to tell me what to do and what to clean and to clean her clothes.
Good old upper class people, huh?
I don't know what you mean.
Clearly, some people, when they live that life, they don't like understand this. Like they have something that other people do not. They tend to throw that around as if like they're granted these things, but
it doesn't help with my allergies towards essence. Not being able to command something whenever I feel like it kind of puts me very low on the totem pole.
Oh, this is good stuff. Inspiration, Teshi. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we are finally coming within range of the island. Poor little guard boy is exhausted from doing this for 2 hours. Clearly all that crystal mining built up the biceps. Made him nice and strong, and we land on the coast and get off the boat. And the entrance to the mine is just a small bit up from there, like a couple of minutes walk. We can see it from the entrance. So So we are at the entrance to the mine. It's there's nothing like it. It looks like almost like a charred desert. It's just everything is grey and barren, and nothing is growing. You can see what looks like small dotted remains of like skeletons, like a skull here, an arm there, but nothing substantial. There's no like bodies remaining. That entrance to the cave to the mine is wide open. There's no guardians in sight. There's no demon with crazy puzzles to allow your entry. It's just a big open cave. There are a few minecarts lying around, a few things lying inside them. So, what would you like to do?
I would like to walk over to one of the minecarts to see what's actually lying inside them.
Okay.
And tell my cart to.
We will want to do
a.
Would it be a perception check for that, Teshi? You like
probably.
Yeah. You see like how well you look around, how much you discover. So can you do a roll for Cine for that?
Even better, an 18.
Wow, an 18. Okay, so
it's the luck of the Irish.
Most of the crystals inside the carts have been like completely destroyed. Like there's not the bare amount of essence is like leaking into the air and like dust. Very little, not even enough to cause a sneeze out of Teshi. But at least one crystal has remained intact. You want to take it?
Yes.
Okay,
I want
go right
to
ahead.
at least look
Go
at
ahead.
it.
Go ahead and take it. There's also what looks to be a dragon tooth bone lying at the edge of one of the carts. Look, mine carts, and those are not common. Let's just say dragons have not been seen around for a very long time. So, does someone want to take this? Someone want to consider this? Perception equals quick glances. Cindy, you can take it, or Teshi can if she feels so inclined.
I was mostly just considering that I would start wondering if there were dragons on this island, if any of you
I was gonna say I could
had any
fashion
knowledge about that.
I could fashion it to being basically another dagger. I could totally do that, but at the same time, I am now questioning what we are about to run into.
I wonder.
So, knowing that there is that there, I'm gonna check the bodies to not only search for loose change, but I also just want to see if I can see what exactly killed them.
Okay. Roll for that? I think we are.
Apparently the die really likes me. I got a 17 again.
Jesus. Okay, so again, like I mentioned, there's very little remaining of people, just small dollar remains of like just here and there. It feels like almost everything of whoever was here pretty much been burnt to ash. Some scraps of clothing do remain on the ground, little bits of like a belt or a shoe, and most of them look to have been burnt to shreds, effectively. And there is, like, you do find at least like 1 or 2 dragon scales lying around the area, but nothing large and significant.
Are they also burned?
No.
Well, I turn around and look at y'all to just simply go, we're gonna need to watch out. There's a dragon here, and it's definitely not dead. It's definitely guarding whatever is inside.
Interesting. So, are we going to go inside? I was half expecting you to say, well, I'm out of here, and just like run back to the boat.
Training, so I impart my knowledge upon y'all. Do y'all want to deal with a dragon?
Honestly, no, but I don't think Sydney's going to be happy if she doesn't get her crown. I think that might make her very cranky. You don't want a cranky empress. That's how kingdoms fall.
Is that how?
Yeah, so I've heard. So, okay, are we heading into the cave?
Well,
The mine, sorry, I keep calling it a cave, but it's like a mine.
yeah.
Although a mine is just a hollow.
Basically.
With supports and stuff. Okay, so we head into the dark. Probably should have brought torches. Didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna go with it. We do not have torches. We have a significantly hard time seeing where we're going. and regularly and consistently trip over things, there's a small bit of light from like the entranceway that helps us make out a little where we're going, but mostly it is a just a dark, dank cave, a mine that has been completely abandoned. No life, no people, no, not even bugs, no rats, nothing, and it just seems to keep going on and on and on until we come to what appears to be a very deep chasm. There's nothing across from it. It's just a drop all the way down.
I'm gonna pick up a rock and just drop it.
The good old-fashioned approach. Yes.
I would say I would yell to hear the echo, but with the possibility of a dragon being here, I am not going to do that. So,
Well, hopefully
little rock
it on the head.
just pop. And we're gonna hope to hear it eventually, not in like 5 minutes.
Just changing the music to something a little more appropriate. So, again, let me know if the music is too loud, folks, because it's hard for me to judge. It falls for about 5 seconds, give or take, and then you hear a loud thud, like just hard stone on hard stone at the very bottom, and it's a decent climb down. You probably would break your legs if you tried to jump.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to do? Either of you.
Sadly, we don't have rope.
We do not, because
are horrendously underprepared for this
I did
adventure.
give you the options of going to the shop. Nobody thought to buy any rope or anything.
We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into,
Well,
and when I asked you about arrows,
It's a cave.
you just decided that they were going to be out of stock of arrows. So if I brought anything else up, they might have been out of stock as well.
It's a cave. You kind of like, there's kind of just requisite things that you expect to bring to a cave. Like rope.
Well, you kept going back and forth between cave and mine, and a mine generally doesn't have a chasm in it. Now, torches, yes, I will agree, we
You
should
are
have had
correct
torches.
in that a mine generally would not have a chasm in it, but there is a reason why this is here. Prepare for the worst. So, do you have any ideas? Any thoughts on how to get down?
Well,
The mines of Moria.
I mean, my guard probably could go ahead.
Oh dear.
Like, he probably is strong enough to, make his way
With
down.
how
and
short the
take
jump is, like, maybe he can jump and then catch us?
I wasn't thinking that he would jump it. That was not my suggestion here. I was thinking that if he would, feel out a way down. He's been around crystal mines before.
Yeah, he knows. Didn't even think of that.
He rode his way over here. Dude got at least strong arms. He can probably hang and save.
Cool. Okay, so we're going to send him down. I want you to do a strength check on that, just to see how well he does.
Well, he might be very tired.
My die did not like him. It says that he was very tired from the rowing. He only got an 8 on his remaining strength.
Oh dear.
So the guard decides to like lean over the side and like try and climb his way down. And as he proceeds to do so, he loses his grip and and basically falls the full distance to the ground, breaking one of his legs in the process. He's not dead, but he's not going to be walking. Not going to be walking for a while. How the hell are we going to get him out? That's the.
Yeah, I was just about to say we need to hope that there is a different way, or we need to go scour outside.
I was gonna say we could take
like
whatever fabrics of like clothes and such and try to makeshift some sort of rope.
That's what I had in mind.
Do you want to do that now, or do you want to wait until later?
Not dead.
I think, I mean, considering that we have a party member that just fell, you know, our expectations of his remaining strength were too large.
They were.
I definitely feel guilty. So I am most definitely suggesting.
She is a good royalty member. She looks out for those who serve her.
Okay, so we are going back out.
Let's get Kevin out of there.
So we are getting him out of there.
Yes.
Okay, yes. So we head back out.
No one left behind.
How do we get him? Wait, how do we get him up? He's he's 5 feet. He's like 10 feet, like 8 feet below us.
10 feet, 5 seconds of falling rock.
5 seconds. Like, it was a really limp throw. Like. Okay, 10 feet. The 10 feet drop.
Well.
How are we supposed to get him out? We still have to get down to him.
10 feet. How much is that in meters now?
That's about.
How many meters do you say that is?
That's about 2. That's about 2.
It's about 3 feet per meter. So
it's about 2 small people.
3 meters.
About the height of 2 small people.
Well, I am still on the side of scavenging. I am also considering, you know, ripping some of the fabric on my skirt out.
If you
we
think
can
it will
use
help.
that on top of scavenging, because there may not be a lot outdoors, seeing as how things were already scorched. All living tech.
I shouldn't do this. No, I just have the best idea, but if I tell you, then I'm totally breaking the rules.
Well, nothing is technically breaking the rules. What you could do is always just like send a message.
Oh. Well,
I have a long
apparently
scarf.
there is a long scarf that someone has.
We could use the scarf to pull him
long,
up.
Though? Is it that long? Do we need to connect it with some
This is
some dress?
This is the size
it's
of
long
me.
enough that
This is physically the size of me.
it is long enough that he, I, and Tech's character, we kind of flew down with it.
He could, like,
No.
if he stood up, he would be able to grab it. He's only got one broken leg. The other one took.
All right.
And like the 3 of us together, we should be able to pull him up.
That would definitely work.
We need like 3. Everyone gets ones.
Let's have Pesci roll on that one.
Do I roll multiple times to see all of our strengths?
Oh, that's a good idea. Go on.
Okay.
He rolls.
First strength, 19.
Okay.
Very good.
Whoever that is.
Second one, even better, nat 20.
Hey!
We're pulling his ass up.
I want to know the last one so we can assign.
Does the last person do nothing?
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh god, this is gonna be like a 1.
Is it the 1? Is this word?
It's like a 2 at least, maybe a 3 if we're... The 1. Oof.
All right, the 2 strong
So
female.
that last one was Cindy, correct?
You think?
I don't know, like, was...
Aren't you canonically the book smart but not super strong?
You're canonically weak.
Sure.
I rolled a 1 for you.
Oh, you rolled a 1 for me.
Oh, you nearly beat me.
I was basically going in order of our images, so it was Cinny, me, and then you.
Okay. Oh god. Oh god, Jesus Christ. Great. Let's kill off the main protagonist at this halfway through the story.
I mean, you're not gonna be killed off. You're just, not pulling anything, but that's okay. You've got.
I mean, it could potentially happen. There's no reason why it couldn't. Depending on how the dice rolls.
On trying to pull him out.
Okay, so I. How am I going to do this? Okay, so Cinny goes first, and I hold on to Teshi's legs. While Teshi holds on to Cinny's legs, and Cinny leans over the side. I hold the scarf and try and Teshi holds the scarf because she's in front. And the guy grabs the scarf and we pull each other up. And so he starts using all his body weight to push himself up. I'm all the ways in the back, like, oh, this is fucking exhausting. Why would you put me through this? We do manage to get him to get his hands on the top of the precipice over the side of the chasm, but in the process of doing so, I've fallen. And now I'm stuck.
This was a strength check, not
I
a bumbling
managed. Yeah.
This wasn't a clumsy check.
Well, no, it's a 0, so I failed.
Pull your weight.
I failed in my strength, so something bad has to happen to me as a circumstance of me.
To be fair, it was a crit fail, but I rolled a nat 20, so it's a crit success.
Yeah, ye both succeeded in getting him out.
Oh, so you're saying that because of my crit success, that's why we still pull him out even though you fall down?
But I struggle so hard to hold on to you.
But you were weren't you the last?
Yeah,
I was, but my arms are so limp.
If you're the last one pulling, that would mean all of us fall down.
We can do that.
He just rolled right past
we can do that if you want.
None of us grabbed him. We're the strong females here. Didn't even think about grabbing him.
It's the idea.
With my crit 20 strength, shouldn't I be able to grab you real quick?
No, because this is
as you're tumbling past me.
If you want to roll for that, you can try, but.
Okay,
yeah, you should give us
I will try.
Do something in your family.
I will try to save you instead of you falling off the edge, okay?
You are the strongest.
I attempted. I got a 9.
Okay, so she manages to grab my hand, which is just enough to stop me from literally breaking my legs on impact. But because she's holding on to me, it's like something out of a action movie, don't let go. But eventually,
are you gonna slip through my fingers?
I'm going to slip through your fingers. I'm Black Widow in Endgame right now. It's
don't do that to me. Don't you dare say that to me. That's painful.
Oh, that's terrible.
And I let go.
Don't let go.
No. My hand slips through your fingers, and I fall about 3 feet. And just
At least it's only 3 feet.
Yeah, so
it's
I'm
not
fine.
even your height.
My legs are a little wounded, but now I'm down the bottom of the pit. So.
Well, we still have our rope.
Oh yeah. You could just use the.
Yeah.
Down. Why didn't we just do that in the first place? God damn it. Okay, so.
I guess we didn't remember yours.
Did you roll for how melodramatic? Oh, trust me, my entire system is the lower the score, the worse the outcome is, effectively. Which is why I have the critical success system, where you do really well if you get a really high number.
So are we now going to climb down by using the scarf.
I guess we could. Do you want to? You can escort the guard out first if you want, or.
Yeah, I was gonna say he should probably go wait at the boat.
Okay, cool. I will chill here in my little chasm while I wait for you guys to get back. 20 minutes pass. I'm singing to myself an old little ditty. Sea shanties, that kind of thing. Just because I'm bored out of my mind and I don't have any books to read.
You're not looking around?
He's weak. Okay. He might die if he moves.
I have looked around, but I've noticed nothing. It's a completely nondescript, like, just chasm. There's not just the wall here, and like there doesn't appear to be like anything like out of the ordinary. It effectively looks like a dead end.
And we should have probably just pulled you out if you would have told us in the first place.
No, I said it looks.
Right?
No, it looks like a dead end.
To be fair, we don't have torches.
Yeah, we don't.
To be fair, so like it could just be so freakishly dark that he can't see. We're gonna have to like
I
go
am
like
half blind
this and
anyway,
hope
so
we
that
don't
does
touch
factor.
the dragon.
I am half blind anyway, so that does factor. I cannot see in the dark like the Keisha can. Do you guys want to come down here?
I was gonna say none of us have night vision.
Nope. No, but you do have special abilities.
There is no wind in here. This is a cave.
There's also no fire.
Okay, wind does go into a cave. Like it doesn't. It does exist within a cave, like just like.
But it wouldn't really be in the chasm.
It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be strong, but there would be like just above like the entrance. There would be a little bit of like air hovering around up above you.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying like, the further we get in, the less any sort of wind there's gonna be for me to do anything.
But right now there is a small like bit of wind hovering above you. Little holes in the ceiling actually with it's not enough light.
Little holes in the ceiling.
Holes in the wall, like you know, in the rock.
Yeah.
It's not enough to let any like significant light through, but you can't hear like whoosh. Those are my really convincing wind effects, sound effects. So, any ideas? You want to try anything down here? You want to check anything?
Well, are we gonna start by actually getting this rope thing attached somewhere?
Yeah, because we kind of need to attach it to something up top in order to actually climb down.
Sure, there's a little.
Not sure what we even
There's a
thought.
little round rock up above if you want to wrap it around that.
Sure.
A round rock?
Well, like, no, like, like circular rock, like a big rock that's like it's part of the shape of the natural formation of the area, but it's like kind of sticks up slightly.
Oh, okay.
To the point where something could be physically wrapped around it, like a rope if someone had decided to bring some.
You could have brought rope too.
I could have, but I'm not the exploring.
You can have a use outside of the book.
I've never had a life outside of books. I don't know how to do anything else. I drink and I know things. I am basically the Tyrion of the. I am basically the Tyrion of the story. So, come on, let's figure out this.
To be fair, it's kind of weird for the guard not to have anything because, I mean, you know.
For the what to have a nickname?
For the guard.
Oh,
because we've been traveling.
You can give them names if you want.
I was thinking about bringing it up before, but at the same time I'm like, well, Deus Ex Guard inventory.
You can bring these characters back in the future and give them backstories and everything if you want. Like, why are they your guard? That's something for another time. Cave. let's focus. What do we do? Where do we go from here?
Well, I guess we climb down and we can feel around to see.
One at a time, Cindy.
Make sure you're okay
Pesci.
from the fall.
Pesci.
I was just saying we could feel around to see if it's actually a dead end or what.
I like you right now, Cindy, because you prioritized my safety before looking around.
You said earlier that you didn't break anything.
Well, the character doesn't know that.
Well, I'm not
Unless
limping.
it was yelled aloud, it probably was.
Just me, I would have
hey.
screamed. You would have heard it. I'm a baby when it comes to pain. You're like,
And,
ah.
I wouldn't know.
and that's what I'm
I
saying.
get
Like,
you.
knowing his character didn't do any reaction of pain or anything of that nature.
I still appreciate the empathy for looking out for me, making sure I'm not shaken or messed up. So Cindy is going to look around. You definitely need to do a perception check on this one.
You mean Teshi's going to look around?
I'll get there eventually. Teshlin needs to look around. Definitely needs to do a perception check for them.
14.
14. Awesome. Perfect. You're making my life so much easier right now. This means I don't have to make shit up. So...
But making shit up is the
best
point.
part. Won't lie, it is the best part. So you feel around on the rocks. I'm loving the highlights right now, by the way. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just clicking the button randomly, so it's not edited or anything.
That's fine.
So.
I'll sort that out when it goes on Twitter. You feel around on the rocks, and you feel a little indent at like one imperceptible corner of the wall of the rock face. It's just, it feels different, like something was meant to be put in there. Obviously someone was going out of the way to make sure like this was not a easy to spot thing. Yeah, it's not, and it appears to be in the shape of a dragon tooth.
This seems safe.
Fun.
What should we do with it?
Well, considering we're fumbling around in the darkness, it's probably pull on the odd thing, no?
No, it's like it's an indentation
Or like
in the
it's
wall.
intended.
It's like shaped like a dragon tooth.
Shape and the dragon
Inside,
tooth.
like...
Okay.
Did I actually take the dragon tooth, or did I just say that I could fashion it into a dagger?
You basically did. It was like heavily implied.
Okay, because we could see if, for whatever odd reason, it's one of those like weird secret passage things, like put the tooth into the hole.
Definitely
What's
an
a
idea.
bone, though?
I don't know.
You want to go ahead and do that?
We can try.
Okay.
We can do it.
You.
If y'all are okay with the idea.
Who wants to do the honors?
That's probably the person that has it in their
Okay.
inventory.
That's cool.
I was gonna say, I feel like I have to do it, and should I roll for it?
You don't need to roll for it because you just need to put it in there. Like it's not like
Okay.
it's not a puzzle or anything. You don't need to solve it. So you pick the tooth inside the indent in the wall, and the whole wall just starts shaking, like vibrating in front of you, like aggressively, and
It just doesn't come crashing down.
Well, I guess it's a good thing I didn't start carving the tooth yet.
probably not. And the whole wall around, like just the area around it, just crumbles into dust, just falls apart, opening up into a far wider chasm. Stands in front of you of what looks like a giant throne room.
Beautiful.
In the corner lies the skeleton remains of a small baby dragon. Looks like it has long since departed this world because wyvern, I guess is the right term. Long since departed this world. Clearly nothing survived the cataclysm of this place. It seems to be like a throne room. The walls were once filled with golden patterns and engravings, but most of it has been burnt to dust. Like only the basic outlines of what once used to be there still exist in this room. There's right in the center there is a giant throne with a skeleton. Can't tell if it was a king or a queen or what. And on the top of his head is a big shiny crown. Also, the dragon tooth is still on the ground intact. It hasn't like broken or anything. It's still there. It's done its purpose.
Well, I grab my dragon tooth back.
You can. Also, there's a small sheet of paper lying on like what would have been the arm of the skeleton that sits on the throne. So,
well, I'm very interested in the sheet of paper.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
well,
let's
I'm
check
also
out the
very
sheet
interested
of
in the
paper.
crown. I'm more interested in the paper.
you're more interested in the paper than the crown?
The crown could
If
be a
it's
trap.
intact, the paper, like everything is burned in this room, and there's for some reason,
Paper that's
paper.
intact.
Exactly. That is extremely odd, and
Like
Okay,
crystals,
okay,
metals,
mhm.
things like that. That makes sense to not get
but the
burned or
paper doesn't make
destroyed.
sense. Well,
Okay.
Like, if there's no clothing, why is there a piece of paper
Valid.
undamaged, especially when the arm is missing?
Okay.
Yes.
I love that you're actually getting like invested in this. Okay.
You
so-
wanted a D&D campaign. You're
Absolutely. Like I have like 10 chapters of story already written out ahead of this. Okay, so what do you want to do? Do you want to take it? Do you want to look at it? Do you want to how do you want to approach this?
I would
Maybe
want
just
to
first grab it.
read it, but which one of us is
Say that,
doing
Cindy?
I would want to take it to read it,
Okay.
but which one has to do that?
Okay, so you're just going to grab it.
Well, it is a paper in a
Okay,
skeleton
cool,
thing.
okay.
I mean,
Cool. I always
I'd
like
be
to let
very
people
surprised.
ask people like in case they want to do something else, just in case. Because there's always a
I
wide.
do want to take this paper. I want to read what's on it. I mean, assumably, if everything isn't coming down anytime soon, then the crown is still gonna be there.
The foundations do
Right.
appear to be stable despite the wall
Shake.
face crumbling to dust, because it was like the whole thing
Oh.
just fell apart. It wasn't like rocking the entire foundations of the place. Okay.
It's also the aspect of a possible trap of, like, if we grab the paper, is everything going to come down and crash
There's
around?
only one way to find out.
By
So,
taking it
Cindy
and
seems
shaking.
intent on
You-
just taking it.
Sini, let's do this. You grab the paper, and if things start going haywire, I'll grab the crown real quick for you. And then we bust our ass out of here.
And leave words
If everything's
behind.
Gucci, if everything's Gucci, then we take the paper, we read, and then we figure out what's going on, and then we grab the crown.
All right,
Okay.
we're doing that.
And I just get
Yep.
buried alive. Got it. Cool.
Well, I mean,
What, you're not
assumably
near
it might
us?
just be the room.
Well, I'm not really the running type. I'm not.
Fine. You stay at the exit as a just in case
Oh,
things
cool,
start
okay.
falling down.
Well,
we
the heat-
run towards you because we have the speed
Okay.
and strength.
Okay.
Mhm.
And we peace out if things need to
Okay.
be pieced out.
Cool. Cindy reaches over to grab the paper. She picks it up, and there is nothing written on it. But as she does so, a light starts emanating from the room.
Beautiful.
Interestingly, the light appears to be coming from my back. So,
From the exit?
Yeah.
I was about to say, is the dragon coming back to life?
No.
Oh.
The dragon's not coming back to life. The light is coming from my back. It appears that whatever this page is
from the log?
Potentially, it could be. But something's causing the book to react. The problem is, can't open the book. So we have a sheet of paper which appears to have nothing written on it, but it does want to become like close to the book again and become reconnected with it. I don't know how we're going to do that if we can't open the book, but
Okay, come here, I have an idea.
Oh god, Jesus Christ. This always worries me when you have an idea that involves me, because
you just need to bring the book here. You don't need to actually do anything. Don't worry, you're
supposed
safe.
to be staying safe outside in case something bad happens.
You can...
This wasn't a trap, and you have the book.
Okay.
It wasn't a trap, right?
Cool. Cindy, go ahead and grab the crown.
If we touch the crown, it might be a trap. Don't grab
We're not
the crown
doing
first.
anything with the crown yet.
The crown may be a trap, okay? We found out the pages aren't a trap, so we're safe.
Trap too, but
We're safe to try something.
Okay, cool.
Now, a stick did not work,
It did not.
but we have a dragon tooth.
Yeah.
Maybe I can pry it open with a dragon tooth. / before I try that, we could just literally, just hold the paper and move it closer and closer to the book to see if it kind of just goes.
I love you so
because
much right now, Teshi. I was hoping you would do this. Because this is like a super special scenario event. Okay, so go right ahead. Try and open the book with the dragon tooth. I will give you the book. Here you go.
Okay, well, first we're gonna see if the page just gets sucked in.
yes.
Because I'd rather that first than me possibly getting electrocuted or something because of trying to pry open the book.
Oh wait, are we opening the book first or?
Yeah,
No, we're seeing if the page just kind of gets sucked in by holding the page near the book.
The page does not get sucked in. It just falls to the ground.
Okay. Awesome. Then I guess the book is going to be at the ground. Basically just closed, and I'm just going to take the dragon tooth and see if I can wiggle it in there.
It does not have the Triforce on it, by the way. Okay. As the dragon tooth comes in contact with the book, even slightly, you are suddenly propelled back halfway across the room to a massive force of energy that suddenly builds up, basically on top of at the tip of the dragon spine. My mouse just died, so give me a second.
I feel that my mouse is going to die soon too.
Professional D&D, folks.
We don't need mice in D&D. We just need this pencil. That is all.
I do if I want to change the epic.
These are D&D pencils.
Okay, so again, you get propelled back through the room. Cindy's far enough away that she's not affected.
Good.
But basically, a orange just light starts growing out of the air. It just forms there like a tear, just like a tear just got created in the air around you, and it just hangs there illuminating the entire room. It doesn't get bigger, it doesn't get smaller. And other than the force that initially pulled you back, it doesn't seem to be like generating any heat or like electric energy or anything of that kind. How would you like to approach?
Well, I hobble back to y'all, kind of holding my back, just going, well, that fucking hurt. Not doing that again.
Definitely don't do that again. Like, I wasn't expecting anyone to do this for like another 10 episodes, but
You gave me the ability to use a dragon tooth.
I did.
Dragons are resistant to things. I had to see.
Any ideas how you want to approach the light? Do you want to do anything?
This is where I wouldn't know what to do.
You don't have to do anything.
Nothing's coming out of the light. Is the light
It looks
coming
like
from the
there's the
book?
tiniest pinhole between all the light that like isn't like that isn't just the light.
Well, I mean, so now we know it's part of the magic book that we're caring
Yeah.
about. It was a magical paper, that's why it didn't get burned.
Yep. It makes sense why the paper didn't get burned.
Important thing to
Yes.
remind
Wait,
you.
yeah.
For some
Destroyed.
reason.
Important
some
thing to
kind of-
remind you. The book is covered in dragon scales, and it has a massive claw mark on the back.
That's part of the reason I was hoping the dragon tooth would help open it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it did something.
Yeah.
It did something.
It made lights happen.
You have a tear in reality standing in front of you. What do you do?
I would say we peace out before something kills us. But at the same time, it's not growing larger or anything.
It doesn't
So,
seem to be like
we-
developing or like causing any immediate threat.
So honestly, we could literally just go, okay, we got the crown, we got another page for the book, and we can
Technically, we
head back
haven't still
to
picked it up.
town.
What's that, Cindy?
Technically, we still haven't picked it up. The
You have
crown
not
that
picked up the
that
crown.
was-
Yeah, it would be very sad if we left without the crown.
Yeah, let's. Okay, so let's grab the crown, see if it triggers something. Either
Yeah,
way, we
that's
leave
what
after
I-
we grab the crown.
Yeah, that's what my long-winded reasoning was getting to, since I mean the king was holding or whatever former royal was holding the paper. Maybe the crown has something to do with it too. Who knows?
Right. Like, who knows? Maybe holding the crown will make it so that the book opens. Like, I don't know. Maybe he was one of the people who actually could open the book, because how else would the paper be in the hand?
So here's the important question: who's going to wear the crown? Well, Cindy's going to want to. Yeah, obviously the priority is she's going to want to. I figured I would provide the option. Okay, Cindy, go right ahead. You can show on your new shiny crown.
All right. Do we still want to make sure that we're to 20x? Just like, all right, shoe again. We have to make sure the whole room doesn't collapse and
Right.
with it.
So we just pick up the crown, wait like 2 seconds to see if anything happens, and then it goes on Cini's head.
Nothing happens when you pick up the crown.
All right.
Like,
Awesome, we're
Alright.
safe.
this does not appear to be like a booby-trapped place, from what we can tell. So far, nothing has like jumped out to try and like shoot
I
us.
mean,
in
there is a skeleton in the middle of a room. Of course, we're still gonna be a
It
little.
was a hidden passage that was opened via a dragon tooth.
Yeah.
And you're
Obviously,
going to say there may not be booby traps here?
you
It
know
was
that.
a hidden door.
Did you know that most of these hidden places in like Egyptian tombs and stuff didn't actually have booby traps? Because they thought that like they were protected enough just by being hidden, and that like that was enough. They didn't put extra measures in place once you were actually inside, because that would harm the people who were inside.
Are you saying we're in a tomb right now?
Right.
If it's a throne room, but it might as well be a tomb.
To be fair, it is a tomb because there's a dead Durgan.
Yeah, it might as well be a tomb for all that's left. So okay, Cindy.
So I really am curious of what killed the dragon.
Okay, we're about to find out. So Cindy puts the crown on her head. The hair starts to open up a little more, and
let's get the fuck out of here.
if you want to leave, go right ahead. I won't stop you. If that's what your character does, I'm totally okay with that.
Oh no, my character just more grabbed my knife.
Gone with the wind, as they say. And what you can now see through the hole in the tear is the room as it was, like 500 years ago, I would say, about give or take. And there is a old man sitting on the throne with the small dragon skeleton that was there, basically sleeping beside him. Almost seems like he's like his steed or his pet or protectorate or something like that. And he is holding the book in his hand, and he is basically just looking through the pages. All of this is just what you can see through the immediate hole. It's like exactly the surroundings as they are now, but just further back in time. And as he is leafing through the book, there is the sound of a massive growl in the background, and all you see through the hole is another massive claw just like strike down in front of the king, and then the hole just slams itself shut, and the room is suddenly dark again.
Well then.
If that was how they died, then I wonder how the book ever got out of there without the wall already having been crumbled.
Now, who knows what could possibly have happened? But somehow it ended up in my grandmother's possession about 50 years ago, and I just inherited it from her when she passed away. The room is silent. The skeleton lays dormant, motionless, and all you can hear is the wind building up the cavern from the hole that was there before.
Would you think that this means that the crown is somehow connected to perusing the book?
I think that the crown may have other unique properties aside from being able to like manifest, like basically what it did, it was strengthening what was there already, like a large degree, tapping into some unknown energy. But beyond that, like there might be other properties that you can discover if you take it with you and test it yourself. Like, sure, you've got some fancy scientists over there in Crystalia who can tinker away at it and see if they can figure out what its dealio is. Do you want it to keep it in your safety? In your possession? Do you want to take it and keep it for now?
Yes, I would say.
Cool. So, I don't think there's much more we can do in here. Probably be a good time for us to get back home safely.
see how Kevin is doing.
Oh, Kevin,
I'm
Kevin,
gonna
is that
go,
his? So that's his name now, Kevin.
Yeah.
As we are
So
leaving,
he's just
though, I'm
gonna be
gonna
feeling-
grab some more teeth.
Okay, there is another. Are you just gonna raid the dragon and just like steal his teeth? This is a
Not all of them.
okay. As a
I just want one more bone so that I can have matching daggers.
Jesus Christ, you're just gonna have like a gathering of dragon. Okay, as someone who is a big believer in what the Treasure Retrieval, Excavation, and Transportation Syndicate does, treats for short, they are going to want to mark this as an important ecological or archaeological discovery. So I will insist that you can only take 2 dragon bones at most.
Okay.
They would be really pissed off at me if I let you interfere too much.
That's acceptable.
Okay.
I will have the one that I already had from outside, and then just 1 tooth from this Durgan.
Okay, cool. Interesting that they have the same name as you.
I also just say Durgan instead of dragon because it's more fun to say.
I know, but Durkin sounds so cool. Just drag an entire dragon skeleton around you. Yeah, no.
Yes, please.
She's not a wild hunter. She's not that off her rocker.
Are we sure?
Do you rip the flesh from the enemies you defeat and wear it as battle armor?
I haven't had any enemies, so I don't know yet.
Okay, well, we'll find out just how sadistic you are in the future, I guess. You seem like the sweet sort. You don't strike me as the kind
Remember,
that would just
my character is chaotic neutral. I do whatever the fuck I want. That is popping in my head. Like, I'm not good, I'm not bad, I'm somewhere in between, but like I do whatever thought pops in my head.
You're chaotic neutral as well,
that.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm actually equal parts true neutral and chaotic neutral. The exact same number.
Okay, well, if you start like ripping griffin wings off living creatures and using them to fly around, then we might have to sit down and have an intervention.
Okay, it's not gonna be when they're alive. I will only take their materials when they're dead.
Okay, well...
It's called looting.
It's called the way of life. Give purpose to things that are now dead.
Han Solo, I'm starting to question the good part. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I think she's gonna do like a total about face and just like fuck us over and like turn out to be like an actual royal member of the High Council that just wants everything for herself.
See, we can't say I'm chaotic good when I literally want to kill my own sister. But
Sure.
like, I can't face her in a battle of Asmer. So I have to find some other way to kill her.
Every time you come up with like cool new phrases and stuff, that's like an entire extra piece of writing I now need to write down and add to the lore. The Battle
You're welcome.
of Phasmer. Phasmer?
Asmer.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
ASMR.
Goddamn. And I have to come up with half Ashies and like multiracial ethnicities. Oh my god, that's
I was meaning to ask about that at some point. I was like halfway like, but then I left it.
Was it a Trelin or a giant? Or was it a human? Like, it's always humans, it's never any of the other species. It's always half human. Asmer, okay. Asmer, basically in this world, Tio, everything is controlled by the senses: touch, taste, sight, smell, and hearing. And everyone has the ability to manipulate those to a certain degree. And Teshi has affinity to Asmer because she is a Aishi, an elf. Cinny can smash rocks and throw them in your face.
Crystals.
Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Shiny rocks. You can smash
She's
shiny rocks.
using dust. That's what it is. It's dust
That's
from
where
Ruby.
my superior strength to you comes from,
Absolutely.
sir.
I know there's going to be plenty. Oh, so let me talk about that OCC for a second. For instance, Cindy, if someone ever fails a roll, you could then use Essence Crush to basically improve their roll. You can do it after they've rolled, so you are actually able to positively like save someone from like potentially dying. So you have a lot of buffing ability on that side.
You have the power. Quite literally too, unlike words.
The journey back to the town is highly uneventful. Nothing major occurs except for poor Kevin.
We're sorry, Kevin. We didn't think about the scarf until after you went down there.
Yeah,
We're sorry.
he's probably not happy at me for that one. It's entirely my fault. Is there anything you guys would like to do before we end the adventure for this evening in the town, or anything you would like to share?
Well, I will probably get Kevin checked.
Yeah, okay, we'll definitely get Kevin checked in at the local hospital.
Yes.
There isn't a big hospital here. The big hospital is in the harbour town, but we can still look at him and get him checked.
I would also like to take the time to look at the crystal that I got from the mines a little closer.
It's just like all the other crystals you have. It's a large, shining crystal with a lot of essence,
Different
like
properties.
stored inside of it. It was pretty much the same as like any other crystal you would find around the world. It's full of energy, full of essence. And
There can definitely be differences.
According to this roll, it is enough essence that
one.
I am in physical pain being next to you.
Okay.
Oh.
You might want to stand back there a little, Cindy. She's not too good around that stuff. Whoever need the name Kevin has lost negative connotations, so that makes don't know the context.
See, for here it's Kyle.
Does Kevin have some negative connotation? I mean, when I think of Kevin, I think of Kevin from the Mana series, you know?
That where it came from?
Yeah, that's Kevin.
I don't know Kevin, I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with Kevin.
Oh, is it because of Home Alone? They don't like Home Alone?
What kind of monster doesn't like Home Alone?
Kevin.
Wow, it is.
Trials of Mana. He was one of the main party members.
I forgot that his name was that bland.
I forgot it
His
also.
name was
Kevin. I always think
he
his
had
name
a
is
lot of
something else.
personality, just like my Kevin.
The Neverending Quest Log is a talk show, podcast, and video series focused on discussing the latest RPG news and revisiting the classics with a bit of a tabletop RPG twist. You can catch us live over on Twitch, or you can check us out on YouTube and every major podcast platform. If you enjoy what we're creating here, please consider supporting us over on Ko-fi. You can find us on all these platforms just by searching for No Word Count or the Neverending Quest Log. Take care of yourselves. Stay beautiful.